Good morning and assalamu alaikum. Today is 24th of February 2023 and today is Friday. How are you all? Okay, today we will do the revision of chapter number 4, that is structure of molecules. We will do revision of chapter number 4, that is structure of molecule. Can anybody tell me what is a molecule and how the molecule is formed? Okay, good. The molecule can be formed when the different atoms combine together. The molecules can be formed when the same or the different atoms or the elements combine together. When they combine together, they can form a molecule. Okay, can anybody tell me why the atoms combine? Okay, they can combine to become stable. Good. And how they become stable? They can become stable by gaining, losing, or sharing an electron. When they gain or they lose or they share the electron, the atoms become stable. And if, anybody can tell me in the periodic table which group is the stable group? Okay, good. The last group, that is 18th group, that is called as the noble gases, are the stable group of the periodic table. Good. And if they gain, lose or they share the electron, are they fulfilling any rules? Okay, they can gain or share or they lose the electron by fulfilling the two rules. They can either obeying the duplet rule or the octet rule. If the compound or if the atom is gaining an electron and it is following or it is attaining the two electrons in the valence shell and it is gaining the electron to complete its outermost shell, having the two electrons in its outermost shell, then it is called as it is fulfilling the duplet rule or it is obeying the duplet rule. And if they having the 8 electrons in the valence shell, it means that they are obeying the octet rule. Good. Okay. Now can anybody tell me that we have already discussed that the noble gases having the complete electronic configuration. If they having the complete electronic configuration, so they should be stable. If they are stable, they are called as they having a particular name. Okay, good. They having the name which is called as the inert gases. Noble gases are also called as inert gases. Noble gases are called as the inert gases. Good. Okay, now can anybody tell me if the atoms can gain or share the electrons? There are some type of the force, some type of the force that are present in the elements when they make a molecule. What type of the force they having? to make all the atoms in a molecule, or there is a force of attraction that hold them together. Okay, good. The force that is called as the chemical bond. That force is called as the chemical bond. The chemical bond is the bond that is, we can also say that it is the force of attraction that is present between the atoms that hold all the atoms together to form a molecule or the compound. Okay. We have discussed about the chemical bond, and can anybody tell me what are the different types of the chemical bond? Okay, good. The chemical bonds, there are the different types of the chemical bond. Number one is, if we talk about the types of the chemical bond, number one is called as the ionic bond. Second one is called as the covalent bond, and the third one is called as the coordinate covalent bond, and the fourth one is called as the metallic bond. Okay, good. Now, can anybody tell me what is the ionic bond? Okay, good. We can say that the bond that can form between the different ions is called as the ionic bond. Any other definition? G, good. The bond which is formed due to the complete transfer of the electron from one atom to another atom. This is also another definition of the ionic bond. It means that there is a complete transfer of the electron from one element to the other element. First of all, we will discuss it briefly, all of them, then we will do in detail one by one. Okay. The second one, in this we talk about the transfer of electron. Good. And what about the covalent bond? What is the covalent bond? Anybody tell me? Okay, good. The covalent bond is the bond which is formed due to the sharing of the electrons. The sharing of the electrons between the two atoms or between the two different elements. Good, we can say that covalent bond is formed by the sharing of electrons between the different elements. In the covalent bond, there is the sharing of the electrons between the different elements. Okay, what is the coordinate covalent bond? Good. It is also a type of the covalent bond. What happened in the coordinate covalent bond? Good. That is, it is the type of the covalent bond in which the bond pair of the electron is donated by the one bonded atom. Bond pair मतलब कि it having the lone pair in it, it having the extra electron pair in it, which is denoted by only one element, and the other element will share that electron pair. It is the type of the bond which is called as the covalent bond. In coordinate covalent bond, there is the transfer of the electron pair by one bonded atom. Okay. Okay. Can anybody tell me what is the metallic bond? Okay, good. Metallic bond is present between the metals. or good. The metallic bond is actually the bond which is formed between the metal atoms, and the metal atoms are mostly the positively charged ions. Good. Due to the mobile or the free electrons, it is actually present between the metal atoms, and it is due to the free electrons present in the metal. It is present in metal atoms due to the presence of free electrons. Okay, now we will do the examples of each type of the chemical bond one by one, and we will see what are the different examples of the chemical bond. First of all, we will do the ionic bond. In ionic bond, we will discuss that is the bond which is formed between the different ions, and the different ions are formed when the compound is dissociated. We can take the example of the sodium chloride. The sodium chloride, in the sodium chloride, the sodium having the atomic number 11, and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 11 had 10, and it becomes 11. 2 plus 2 plus 6 is equals to 10, and plus 1 is equals to 11. It means this 3s is the outermost shell of the sodium, and it having this one electron, extra electron, which it has the ability to lose it. Okay. In the same way, the chlorine, the atomic number of the chlorine is 17, and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p5. 2 plus 2 plus 6, 10, plus 2, 12, and 12 and 5 is equals to 17. Okay. It means that this 3s and the 3p is the third last orbit, and it needs one electron to become stable. We have already discussed that atoms must having 2 or the 8 electron in its outermost shell so that it can become stable, just like in the duplet and the octet rule. So this one electron which is present, which is extra in the sodium, the sodium will donate this one electron to the chlorine, and the chlorine will gain that one electron, and it will become stable. Okay. So when the sodium will give its one electron, its electronic configuration of the sodium will become, it become 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. This is the electronic configuration of sodium after losing the electron, and we can say that the electronic configuration of chlorine will become 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, and 3s2, and 3p6. It means that the one electron that was that the sodium will lose, it will be gained by the chlorine, and it will become stable. when the chlorine will become gain that electron and it will become stable, we can also write down its different equations. We can also write this example in the form of the equations. We can write the equation of the sodium, like sodium will lose its one electron. When the sodium will lose its one electron, it will become Na positive, and when the chlorine will gain that one electron, this one electron that was lost by the sodium, it will gain that one electron and it will become stable like this. It becomes the ion. Okay, it becomes Na positive. Na positive means the sodium will has lost its one electron, and the Cl minus means it will chlorine has gained one electron and it become Cl negative. And when the Na positive and the Cl negative will combine, it will form NaCl. This is the example of the ionic bond. This is the example of the ionic bond. Now, can anybody tell me what is the covalent bond? Okay, good. The covalent bond is actually the bond which is formed by the mutual sharing of the electron pair. We will discuss this one example. There are covalent bond having the three types. What are the different types of the covalent bond? Okay, good. Number one is the single covalent bond. The second one is called as the double covalent bond. And the third one is called as the triple covalent bond. We can also differentiate all of them as the single covalent bond having the single bond between the two elements, and the double covalent bond having the double bond between the two elements, while sharing with the electron, and the triple bond having the three bonds between the two different elements, and how the single, double and the triple covalent bond are formed. We will discuss it one by one by discussing its example. Single covalent bond, if we talk about the single covalent bond, we having the example of the hydrogen molecule, hydrogen gas. We can say that hydrogen having one electron in its outermost shell, when it is combined with the second hydrogen which also having another electron in its outermost shell, it will combine and it will share, both of them will share their electrons. This dot is shown that this is the electron of this hydrogen, and the electron of the second hydrogen is represented by cross. So this is called as the dotted cross structure. हम इसको कहते हैं. It is formed like this. We can also write it like this, that both of the hydrogen having only single bond between the two elements. Okay. If we talk about the second covalent bond, can anybody tell me what is the example? Okay, good. We can do the example here of the oxygen. Oxygen having how many electrons in its outermost shell? Okay, good. It having 6 electron in its outermost shell. वैसे तो उसका एटॉमिक नंबर 8 होता है, मगर इसके outermost shell में 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन होते हैं. So we can write it having the 6 electron in its outermost shell. When it is combined with the second oxygen, it will form O2. Like this. We can also write oxygen as O, double bond O, or we can also say that the oxygen O2 और हाइड्रोजन को हम H2 करके भी लिख सकते हैं. Okay. Now the triple covalent bond. Can anybody tell me which example will become in the triple covalent bond? Okay, good. We can write down the example of the nitrogen. How many electrons nitrogen having in its outermost shell? Okay, good. It having 5 electrons. One nitrogen having 5 electrons in its outermost shell. When it is combined with another nitrogen, second nitrogen के पास B कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन है? 5 electrons है. When it will combine, it will form nitrogen like this. It will share their electron, and it will become like this. This nitrogen will share this electrons of the second nitrogen, and इसका octet complete हो जाएगा. ये वाला nitrogen जो है वो इसके electrons share करेगा. अब इसका octet complete हो जाएगा. We can also write the nitrogen like this. This is called as the triple covalent bond, and it is also written as N2. Okay, we have discussed about today about the ionic bond and the covalent bond, and now I am giving one question to you. We in the lesson we have discussed only about the homoatomic molecules of the covalent bond. So your homework is that you will do the examples of the heteroatomic molecules of the covalent bond. Okay, you will write down the examples of the covalent bond that are made by the different elements. It is made by the same elements. Okay, and now you will make the covalent bond with the different element. This is your homework. Okay, thank you.